Shabbat Shalom. This Shabbat, the theme with which the Torah reading begins is one of gratitude. And our expression of gratitude is always in inverse proportion to our sense of entitlement, because the more entitled we feel, the less reason we have to be grateful. But the Jewish farmer who stood in the temple and presented the first fruits of his labor to the Kohen made a magnificent speech. He put his success in the context of history, ancient history, tracing back his origins all the way to our forefathers. The Jewish farmer said, my success is not only about me, it's about my parents and my grandparents, all the way back through time. My success is in the context of a relationship that Hashem has with my whole people, Israel, and with me personally. I have succeeded because of reasons so much broader and wider than my own tremendous intelligence and ability. And amidst all of that presentation to the Kohen, the verse tells us, "V'lakacha kohen hatene miyadecha," the Kohen will take the basket from your hands. And the question is, why does it need to say from our hands? We could present it to the Kohen. He could take it from us. Why mention hands at all? Something very interesting about hands. In the human anatomy, the mystical teachings of the Torah speak about a hierarchy of limbs. Our head is on top because our mind needs to be in control. Moach shalit, the mind has to be the ruler. Underneath the mind is the seat of emotion in our heart. And that is placed beneath the head, but above the liver and the other functional organs that filter the blood to the rest of the body. We stand in a particular stature so that mind is above heart and then affects the rest of the body. But where do the hands belong? See, hands don't have a fixed domicile. They don't have a particular place in the body. Our hands can move. Our hands can be higher than our heads, and our hands can stoop lower than our feet. The verses speak about the different roles that hands can play. In the whole incident when Jacob appears before his father for the blessings, he says the voice is the voice of Jacob, V'hayadayim Yedei Esav, but these hands, these are the hands of Esau. As the verse says, Yedeichem domim elei, your hands are filled with blood. Hands could be very destructive. Hands could hurt. Hands could cause anguish and pain. But hands can be used by the Kohanim in Nesiat Kapayim. They can lift up their hands and bless the Jewish people with their hands upstretched. There could be hands that are washed before a meal in which we communicate with Hashem even as we eat of His food. Netilat Yadayim, and a blessing, al Netilat Yadayim, we sanctify our hands as we prepare for the meal. Hands could be higher than the highest, and hands could stoop lower than the lowest. So the Kohen looked at our hands as we presented our first fruits, and he perhaps was looking and asking, what kind of hands produced these successes? Have your hands been the kinds of hands that embraced, that lifted, that loved, that assisted, that helped? Were they those kind of hands? Or were your successes the result, God forbid, of pushing down on others, of distancing others, of causing hurt and pain? And that is the question even amidst our expression of gratitude. We look at our hands and we say, what hands do we have? May our hands always be stretched upwards to uplift, to assist, and to help. And that way the expression of gratitude before Hashem is really a journey of understanding how much we receive from God and how much we can play a role in being His servants and partners in making this world a better place. Have a beautiful Shabbos.